Welcome to your night flight story through quiet snowfall and softened light for a deep, relaxing sleep tonight. There's no rush here, no sharp edges, only the steady rhythm of an airport that knows exactly how to breathe through winter. Tonight, Zurich International Airport rests beneath a slow, deliberate snowfall. Snow descends not in a hurry, but with intention, each flake floating as if it has nowhere else to be. The sky is low and calm, wrapped in a veil of silver gray cloud. And the world feels smaller in the gentlest way. Sound travels differently now. Everything is muted, cushioned, softened. The snow absorbs what would normally echo. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to hold anything together. Everything here is already being handled. As you arrive in this story, imagine yourself comfortably settled, perhaps reclined in a seat, wrapped in warmth. Your breathing already beginning to slow. With every word, your body is allowed to let go just a little more, letting go of all tension, of everything that happened during the day, and also everything that might happen tomorrow. The airport will take care of the rest in this story. Snow has a way of changing time. At Zurich International Airport, the clocks still move forward, systems still run, procedures still follow their precise choreography, but subjectively, time stretches. It becomes wide and spacious. The usual urgency dissolves into something calmer, steadier, more deliberate. The runways are dusted in white, their familiar markings softened beneath a thin, even layer of snow. Blue taxiway lights glow through the snowfall like distant stars, steady and unbothered. Yellow guidance lines peek through where tires have gently brushed them clean, only to be covered again moments later. Every light blinks with purpose. Every signal is clear. Nothing here is uncertain. The snowplows are already awake. Out on the airfield, long before most passengers notice the weather, the winter operations teams are fully in motion. Snow clearer convoys move slowly and methodically, sweeping in perfect formation. Wide brushes rotate steadily, pushing snow aside in controlled arcs. Plows follow behind, carving clean paths across the runway surface. This is not improvisation, this is experience. Zurich International Airport knows winter intimately. Snow is not a disruption, it is a familiar guest, expected, prepared for, understood. The machines move with patience. No sudden movements, No unnecessary speed, just repetition, consistency, and care. Each pass leaves the runway a little clearer, a little safer, a little more ready. And while they work, the snow continues to fall. A light fog begins to drift in from the edges of the field, mingling gently with the snowfall. It doesn't obscure, it softens. It wraps the airport in a hushed cocoon. Apron lights glow like halos. Terminal windows shine warmly from within. Red obstruction lights blink atop towers, slow and reassuring. There is something deeply calming about lights in fog. They don't demand attention, they simply exist, steady and dependable. The airport becomes a constellation of glowing points, each one exactly where it needs to be. Inside the terminal, the atmosphere mirrors the outside calm. Footsteps are quieter, conversations are softer. Rolling suitcases sound distant, as if paddled by the air itself. Some flights are delayed, some are rescheduled. Many have already decided to wait. And that's okay. Winter nights are not about speed. They are about safety, about patience, about choosing rest over rush. Inside Zurich International Airport's terminal, the night shift has settled in. Cleaning crews move gently through wide corridors, their machines humming softly, never hurried. Floors gleam beneath overhead lights, reflecting patterns of white and gold. Chairs sit empty in neat rows, waiting for tomorrow's travelers. A few passengers remain, some curled into coats, others leaning against windows, watching the snow fall beyond the glass. There's no anxiety in their posture. The airport communicates calm through its very structure. You are safe here. You are guided. Nothing is left to chance. At a quiet cafe, a barista wipes down the counter, preparing for the morning rush, even as the night deepens. Shelves are stocked, cups are lined, everything in its place. This is how safety feels, not loud, not dramatic, but quiet and constant. Out on the apron, aircraft rest patiently, wings slowly collecting snow like a soft blanket. But before any plane moves again, it will be cared for. De-icing vehicles approach with gentle precision. Their booms rise smoothly, spraying warm, protective fluid across wings and control surfaces. The liquid steams slightly in the cold night air, glowing under floodlights. This is not just maintenance, it is protection. Every inch of each aircraft is checked. Every surface is cleared. Every system is verified. Pilots, engineers, ground crew, all are connected in this process, even if they never speak directly. Each trusts the other. Each knows their role. Each contributes to our shared outcome, safety. As the de-icing continues, the aircraft look almost sculptural, sleek forms against white ground, illuminated in amber lights, surrounded by drifting snow. There is beauty here, but more than that, there is reassurance. Nothing moves until it is ready. Nothing departs until it is safe. Your nervous system recognizes this, even if your mind doesn't consciously name it. The body understands care when it sees it. Beyond the airport perimeter, the snow-covered hills and mountains of Switzerland rest quietly in the night, dark shapes softened by white, ancient and unchanging. They do not rush, they do not reach, they simply are. The presence of mountains brings a deep sense of grounding. These landscapes have seen countless winters. They have held storms far stronger than this one, and still they remain. The airport exists within this stability, not against it. As you imagine the mountains resting beyond the runway lights, your own body is invited to rest too. Shoulders soften, jaw unclenches, breathing deepens naturally. You are allowed to let go now. Nothing needs your attention. Everything that requires attention is already receiving it. Air traffic tonight is reduced, fewer departures, wider spacing between arrivals. Controllers in the tower speak calmly, clearly, efficiently. Their voices are steady, trained for moments exactly like this. Spacing increases, margins widen, safety expands. Every aircraft that does move does so with extra time, extra care, extra awareness. There is no pressure to rush the night. Winter has its own rhythm, and Zurich International Airport follows it respectfully. This slower pace sends a subtle message to your body. You are not late, you're not behind, you are exactly where you need to be. Even as the airport quiets, it never truly sleeps. Fire crews complete routine checks, their vehicles parked neatly, engines silent but ready. Security teams walk their rounds, footsteps measured, eyes observant. Systems monitor weather, surfaces, temperatures. Quietly gathering information, adjusting operations in real time. The airport watches so you don't have to. This is what allows your body to relax deeply. True rest comes not from isolation, but from being held within something reliable. You are held now by structure, by systems, by experience. So you can let go and drift to sleep. As snow continues to fall outside, your inner world begins to slow. Thoughts become less linear, more spacious. Images blur gently at the edges. You don't need to remember every detail of this place. Your subconscious is already absorbing what matters. The steady lights, the careful movements, the quiet confidence of a winter-ready airport. Your breathing becomes deeper, slower, more rhythmic. Each exhale releases another layer of tension you didn't even realize you were holding. You are safe to drift, safe to let go, safe to sleep deeply. Zurich International Airport will remain awake for you, clearing runways, warming wings, guiding lights through fog and snow while you rest. And as this first part of the night draws to a close, you can allow yourself to sink further into comfort, knowing that the story continues gently onward. The snow keeps falling, not heavier, just steady, consistent, patient, as if the night itself is breathing out softness again and again into the space around the airport. And Zurich International Airport responds the way something well prepared responds, without panic, without drama, without friction. It simply adjusts like a seasoned crew shifting smoothly into a different altitude. If you are listening from bed, let your eyes stay heavy. If you're listening from a seat, let your shoulders sink down. There's nothing you need to hold right now. The night is already holding you. From inside the terminal, the airfield looks almost like a dream. Glass pans carry faint traces of warmth from the building, and beyond them the snow drifts across the apron under bright white floodlights. The lights make every flake visible for a moment, each one sparkling, then disappearing into the softness below. You can see the de-icing trucks parked like quiet animals at rest between tasks. You can see baggage carts lined up and still. You can see a tug slowly rolling forward, headlights low, moving with a deliberate caution that feels almost caring. Tonight, motion is never sharp. It is always considered, always measured. And that kind of careful movement is a language your nervous system understands. Your body hears it like a lullaby. Snow is safe, deliberate is safe, waiting is safe. High above the runway lights inside the tower, the world is bright and focused. Screens glow with data, weather updates refresh, radar returns pulse steadily. Voices move between frequencies with calm, practiced clarity. Controllers are not rushed, they are precise. In winter conditions, spacing grows. Decision-making becomes even more conservative, more careful, more generous. The airport is not trying to beat the snow, it's working with it. If visibility drops, they reduce movement. If braking action changes, they adjust runway usage. If the snowfall rate increases, they increase clearing cycles. It's a beautiful kind of teamwork between humans, machines, and the weather itself. Nothing here is forced, everything is coordinated. And somewhere inside you, a quiet part of your mind hears that and relaxes even more. Because you don't need to control everything to be safe. You only need to be in an environment that knows what it's doing. Out on the runway, the snow clearer convoys return again. They move in formation, wide plows and sweepers aligned with careful spacing. Rotating brushes spin, their motion constant, creating clean stripes across the surface. Blows push snow to the sides, building neat ridges beyond the active pavement. There's something hypnotic about repetition like this. A pass, a sweep, a clear path, then again. The runway lights glow through the low fog, and the moving machines create a gentle choreography, like slow dancers, never colliding, never rushing, each knowing their place. You can imagine the sound, a distant, muffled roar, softened by snow, softened by night. Even the loud things are quieter here. This is the gift of snow. It hushes the world. And that hush is permission. Permission to soften your face. Permission to unclench your hands. Permission to let your thoughts loosen the grip now. A plane at rest in snow looks peaceful, but departure, especially in winter, is never casual. Before any aircraft taxis, a chain of careful checks occur. Ground crew inspect surfaces. Engineers ensure systems are stable. Pilots review weather conditions, runway conditions, alternate airports, fuel calculation. De-icing teams coordinate timing so that protective fluid remains effective through taxi and takeoff. No one is guessing, no one is hoping it'll be fine. They are verifying. It's one of the most soothing truths about aviation. Safety is built into layers. If one layer notices something, another layer confirms it. If conditions change, the plan changes. The airport doesn't cling to schedules, it clings to safety. So if a flight waits, it's not a failure, it's wisdom. And you can take that lesson into your own body right now. If you're tired, rest is not weakness. It's intelligence. It's alignment. Inside, the terminal becomes quieter by the hour. Announcements are fewer. The big boards glow with smaller lists. Some lines vanish altogether. Seats become occupied by coats, scarves, and sleepy travelers bundled into their own cocoons. A family finds a corner and builds a little nest from carry-ons and jackets. A business traveler slips headphones on, eyes closed, shoulders dropping. An older couple watches the snow with a calm familiarity, like they've lived through many winters and have learned the secret. Flying the season only creates stress. The airport staff mirrors that secret. Customer service agents speak gently, not rushed. Their voices are low and steady. They offer alternatives, explanations, reassurance. Their calm helps regulate the entire environment. A cleaner passes by slowly, tidying without urgency. A security agent walks into the corridor with measured steps, presence firm and quiet. A technician checks a door sensor, then moves on. It's all so stable, so normal, so safe, even in snow, especially in snow. Outside, the fog thickens slightly, not dangerously, just enough to turn distant objects into silhouettes. The terminal edge blurs into softness. The far end of the apron fades into a milky gray, and the lights become more beautiful. Blue taxiway lights glow like pearls on velvet. White strobes blink in snow and in slow pulses. Red beacons atop vehicles flash softly, their reflections visible in wet patches where snow has melted slightly under heat and pressure. Everything is illuminated, but nothing is harsh. Imagine standing near a window now, holding a warm cup, watching the fog carry snow like a slow river through the air. And then imagine turning away from the window, not because you're worried, but because you are so deeply safe that you don't need to keep watching. You can let the airport do its job. You can let the night do its work. You can let sleep come. There is a particular comfort in places that operate all night. Not the loud, frantic kind of busy, but the steady kind of awake. At Zurich International Airport tonight, everything essential remains active. Runway clearing, de-icing, weather monitoring, emergency services on standby, tower coordination, terminal operations. And that creates a psychological effect that is deeply soothing. It's easier to rest when you know someone is watching the horizon. It's easier to sleep when you don't feel responsible for keeping the world spinning. So let your body take that cue. The airport is the guardian of this night, and you are allowed to be the passenger who simply rests. If your mind ever drifts into what-if thoughts, you can bring it back to what is true. What is true is this: snow does not remove safety, it increases caution. Fog does not force risk, it slows movement. Winter does not create chaos, it activates preparation. Zurich International Airport has procedures for snow, teams trained for snow, equipment designed for snow, decision-making frameworks built around weather exactly like this. So even if operations are quieter, even if flights are fewer, everything is functioning within a system that prioritizes safety over speed. Your body can relax because the environment is competent, and your body loves competence. It loves predictable rhythms, clear communication, Slow movement, warm lights, soft sound. Everything you need for deep rest is already present. Beyond the airport lights, the snow mountains and hills remain. You can't see every detail, but you can sense them. Dark shapes under white caps, quiet guardians of the landscape. They hold the horizon with stillness, and there is a deep, ancient comfort in stillness that doesn't move. Mountains don't argue with weather, they accept it. They let it pass over them, and you can do the same. Let the day pass, let the tension pass, let the thoughts pass. You don't have to chase them, you don't have to solve them. You can just be here in this softened winter night. Somewhere in the terminal, a pilot checks a message, updated departure time. Somewhere on the apron, a ground coordinator adjusts a plan. Somewhere in the tower, a controller spaces arrivals a little farther apart. Waiting is built into the system. And in your own nervous system, waiting can become healing and recovery. Because when you stop pushing, your body begins repair. When you stop bracing, your breath deepens. When you stop scanning, your mind quiets. So if you feel yourself drifting now, that's perfect. Your subconscious can keep listening. Your body can keep sinking. You can let sleep take the lead. There's a moment in the night, often somewhere between late and very late, when even the airport feels like it is whispering. The snow clearers complete another pass. The de-icing rigs pause, waiting for the next call. A single aircraft taxis slowly, lights glowing, then disappear into fog, and then quiet again. In the terminal, lights dim slightly in some areas. Staff rotates through their routines. A distant cart rolls by. A soft announcement echoes once, then fades. This is the slowest hour, the hour when your body naturally wants to drop deeper, and you can let it. Let your tongue rest in your mouth, let your forehead smooth, let your eyes relax behind closed lids. If you notice a thought, let it float away like a snowflake, visible for a second, then gone. The airport continues to do what it does best, maintain calm through complexity. The snow continues to fall, steady and silent. The fog continues to soften the edges. The lights continue to blink, clear and reassuring. And you, right here, can continue to drift, because you are safe. Safe to let go, safe to sleep deeply, safe to wake up refreshed, as if your whole system has been gently rinsed clean by winter air and quiet light. For now, you can remain in this softness. The snow is still falling, Not because it has somewhere to go, not because it needs to finish anything, but because falling is simply what it does. And beneath that slow descent, Zurich International Airport settles into the deepest part of the night. This is the hour when effort dissolves, when urgency fades completely, when even systems that never sleep begin to move as if wrapped in velvet. If you are listening now, your body already knows this hour. It recognizes it instinctively. The hour when recovery happens without instruction. The hour when breath deepens on its own. The hour when the mind finally loses its grip. You do not need to stay alert anymore. The airport is alert for you. Out on the runway, the snowplows convoy completes another pass. The brushes rotate steadily, creating a soft, rhythmic sound, almost like distant waves breaking against a shore you cannot see. The snow piles gently at the edges, forming clean borders that guide the eye without demanding attention. The runway surface is dark and clear now, glistening faintly beneath the lights. Not bare, never bare in winter, but safe, prepared, ready. And when the convoy cleans the runway and moves aside, there is a pause, a quiet pause. No immediate movement replaces it. The machines rest, the runway rests, the night rests, and your body mirrors that stillness. Your shoulders sink just a little more. Your breathing slows by half a beat. Your thoughts lose their sharpness. There is no next thing to prepare for right now. Airports breathe. During the day, their breath is quick and energetic. Inhale, exhale, inhale again. But at night, especially in snow, the breath lengthens. Slow inhale, long exhale. Ventilation systems hum softly, adjusting temperature and airflow without sudden changes. Lights dim fractionally in unused areas. Escalators pause, standing still like frozen waterfalls. Everything that remains active does so quietly. This is not shutdown. This is conversation. Energy gathered, attention focused, movement intentional. Your nervous system recognizes this rhythm because it is the rhythm of deep rest. You do not need to follow it consciously. Your body already is. Somewhere on the apron, one aircraft remains parked beneath falling snow. Its wings are clean, recently de-iced, gleaming faintly under the lights. Snow lands on them but does not cling. It slides away gently, unable to settle. The aircraft is ready, but it does not rush. It waits patiently for its moment, knowing that readiness does not require motion. This is an important lesson your subconscious absorbs easily. Being prepared does not mean being tense. Being ready does not mean being awake. You can rest fully and still be capable tomorrow. So let your muscles soften completely now, even the small ones, even the ones you forgot you were holding. Deep in the terminal, there are places where sound almost disappears, long corridors where footsteps are rare, seating areas where lights glow dimly above empty chairs, windows where the snow presses gently against glass, like a reminder from the outside world that softness still exists. A cleaning cart rolls past once, then nothing. The air feels thicker here, not heavy but cushioned. Every sound seems to land softly, then fade. If your thoughts are still moving, they slow here. They stretch, they yawn, they lie down. You are allowed to drift completely. Nothing important will be missed. In the control tower, this is the calmest watch. Traffic is minimal, frequencies are quiet. Weather remains stable within its winter rhythm. Controllers sit comfortably, posture relaxed but attentive. They know the night well. They trust it. They trust their systems. They trust their training. And because they trust, their bodies remain calm. Calm is contagious. It travels through the air, through the lights, through the infrastructure, and into you. You don't need to understand how, you just need to receive it. As the night deepens, the snow and fog blend into a single presence. Edges soften further. Distances feel shorter. The world feels wrapped, insulated, protected. Nothing sharp remains. The runway lights glow like anchors. The terminal windows glow like hearts. The mountains beyond remain dark and steady. This is a landscape that does not threaten. It holds. And your body responds by letting go of tension. You no longer need to listen for anything. You no longer need to anticipate disruption. Everything that could happen is already accounted for. You may not consciously think about safety at this moment, and that is a good sign. When some part of you still needs reassurance, here it is, soft, factual, steady. Snow operations continue and are proactive. Runway conditions are constantly measured and reassessed. Aircraft only move when conditions meet strict criteria. Spacing between flights increase in winter weather. Multiple teams monitor the same variable independently. Emergency services remain present, ready, calm. Nothing here is accidental. Nothing here is rushed. So your body can rest deeply, knowing it is surrounded by competence, and competence creates peace. Beyond the airport, the snow-covered hills and mountains remain unchanged. They do not react to snow. They do not tense against fog. They do not hurry the night along. They have existed through countless winters, and tonight they hold the horizon steady, anchoring the world in something older than schedules and systems. And when you imagine them now, let them do the same for you. Let something ancient and stable hold you. You do not need to brace, you do not need to prepare, you do not need to think. You are allowed to sleep as deeply as the mountains rest. In this hour, your nervous system begins its quiet work. Breath becomes slower and deeper. Heart rates settle into an easy rhythm. Muscles release stored tension. Your mind drifts into images rather than thoughts. Snow falling, lights blinking, runways glowing. These images are safe. They signal order. They signal continuity. And your body responds by repairing, restoring, recalibrating. This is not something you have to earn. It happens because you allowed rest. Somewhere far off, preparations for morning exist, but they are distant, gentle, unintrusive. A checklist reviewed quietly, a system updated, scheduled, a plan noted and set aside. Nothing loud, nothing abrupt. Morning will come when it is ready. For now, the night belongs to rest, and you belong to the night. If your mind is still awake, you can give it permission to stop following words. You do not need to listen actively anymore. The story can fade into background comfort, like engine's noise on a night flight, like snowfall outside a warm room. Your subconscious understands everything it needs to. You can let go now. Let the words become sound. Let the sound become silence. Let the silence become sleep. There is a point in the night when even snow seems to fall more slowly, when the airport feels suspended between moments, when nothing changes, and that is perfect. This is that point. You may already be drifting, you may already be asleep, and that is exactly right. Zurich International Airport remains awake, calm, capable, steady, clearing runways, watching weather, holding light through fog. So you do not have to. You are safe, you are held, you are allowed to rest completely. When morning eventually comes, it will arrive softly. Lights will brighten gradually. Snowplows will pass again. The airport will stretch and breathe in a new rhythm, and you will wake refreshed, not startled, not rushed, but calm. As if the night cleaned something inside you, as if the snow carried old tension away, as if your system remembered how to trust rest again. For now there's nothing else to do. Sleep deeply, sleep safely, sleep knowing everything is taken care of. The night continues without effort, and you drift peacefully with it. The snow continues quietly at Zurich International Airport. Snow still falls, lights still glow, and everything that needs care is being cared for. You don't need to listen anymore. You don't need to stay awake. Just relax, breathe slowly. Let the calm of this winter night stay with you. And when morning comes, may you wake feeling steady, refreshed, and safe. Good night.